getting my morning started right now. At approximately, well, it was probably about an hour ago or more. I've been up probably about an hour and 20 minutes, I'd imagine. I figured this would be the perfect time to get set up that the hurricane is setting right on my birthday. So that's going to be big trouble for Florida because it's going to be setting on my birthday, number one. And I'll push this process along. Don't worry. By the time it hits landfall, this is going to be worse than Hurricane Irma. This is going to be bad. Florida is going to get hit like it's never got hit. I'm going to tell you right now. And to those of you living in Florida, okay, whether bad things happen to you in this hurricane or not, just know that there's a good chance that because something's going to be happening to you, that this storm will pick up. Like you have been done wrong in a crazy kind of way, that nature will accelerate the storm because of your mishappenings. To a select few out there, the storm will be accelerated because of some mishappenings by some people, I feel. Um, and we all know one particular person who is nonstop going at it on the telephone with lawyers and all this kind of shit. I just watched this ridiculous 9-hour stream from Tasha. I was like, I fell asleep through some of it actually. And when I woke up, it was like at the 5-hour mark on it when I woke up. And and I think that this is the most opportune time for something to hit right now. Because, for example, let's take Tasha, who's in Florida, okay? Robert Teeling, all right? Since they don't want to notice me, I've already said the story before. Fucking bastard child, you know? But I think in some weird way, nature will respond to Tasha's struggling. I think by accelerating the storm. Because, you know, Tasha does have a certain power, okay? Where Tasha's definitely not the brightest bulb, for damn sure. It is like a cave person and an animal and like a drunken sailor. But for some strange reason, I think the universe is still working for Tasha in a weird kind of way, you know? Well, someone like maybe even someone like Craig, okay? Let's take someone like Craig, all right? Someone who's had some mishappenings go on, you know? I think in some weird way, this storm will respond to some people who are in Florida struggling. But I can't prove if Pansy Grotsky's one of these people or not. I don't think so, but I can't prove it either. But Florida has deserved this for a long time. I'm telling you, Florida has totally deserved something this bad for a while. Because look at how many rapists are in Florida. Look at how many sex offenders live in Florida. Look at how many lowlifes in general live in Florida. This state has deserved some van damage for the longest time. For the longest time. I mean, we're looking at this situation here. Do you disagree with me? Who highly disagrees with me? Everyone stuck in Florida who had the chance to get out, you're complicit in this. You're very complicit in this. You are partially responsible for what's going on. And yes, you fucking Florida Democrats too. I'm not letting you off the hook. Trust me, I ain't letting you off the hook either. Even though it might be a right-wing supremacist state, a right-wing white supremacist state now, I ain't letting you off the hook because you still chose to stay in a place like that while people left who had enough sense. You know, I was hoping Florida would become all right-wing and all the liberals would have got out of there. I was hoping, but some of you still stayed behind, I guess. I guess some of you still staying behind. What do you think's gonna happen? You think you're gonna overturn Florida now? So many friggin' people moved there to make it a red state. You might as well just give up over there. And you're not. And you're foolishly fighting a foolish fight when you should have did what I did and took a risk and live the van life and go to California is what you should have done. Or you should have went somewhere else. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you right now, that's what you Florida fucking liberals should have done. And you didn't do it. All right? You didn't do it. All right? You were very condescending when I was down there, by the way. Dealing with Florida liberals, I'll tell you right now, they're not much different than the far right that they want to think that they're at odds at. But they stay in the same state. They've stayed in Republican states for a while, right? And those same people still don't want to live around black people. Am I wrong about that? I sure as hell don't think so. You are part of the problem with the progression moving forward. Yes, you Florida liberals can eat shit as far as I'm concerned. Yes, you fucking can. I didn't have very good experiences with you when I was down there anyway. Honestly. Thought you were condescending. You know? And the people that didn't leave Florida, too, to boot. It's like, they might live somewhere, like a liberal living in Palm Harbor. Does that really make a whole lot of sense? Or better yet, Safety Harbor. Oh my God, if there's a liberal living in Safety Harbor, their home should be wiped away. I'm telling you, especially if they're a liberal living in Safety Harbor, their home should be like wiped out right now. I'm done telling you right now. They should. Who else? There's so many other people down there. Trying to think who should go. So I'm trying to think for sure who should. Oh yeah, then all the new money people that have moved down there, they thought they found paradise. Yeah, I hope it takes you out too. Trust me. You ain't off the hook, believe me. And of course, the dominating state of Florida. Of course, I want you to go. Because you are everything destructive wrong with this country right now. The state of Ron DeSantis. The state of, well, I think when Jeb Bush was running it, it was going possibly, there was no hope for Florida, ever. Let's just make that clear. I've spent a lot of time in Florida, and that's why it's a big part of my past here. And that's why I'm making this video all the more, because I have a personal connection to Florida. And by the time I left, I was extremely soured on the freaking place. But I've lived in Manatee. And then I see some ingrate like Tasha, fucking saying to the people on the phone, oh, I can't go to Manatee County because I don't have a doctor in Manatee County. I don't have a doctor. I've had to go where I've had to go. Period. You can't be a crybaby and a fucking prima donna. You have to go where they tell you there's availability. You're only fucking yourself. Not my fucking problem or anybody else's on here. Right? Yeah, I gotta get like this a lot. I don't like getting like this. But you know something? There are people out there that just need to be told. But it doesn't matter. You're wasting your breath on it. You know, really. That they put all their energy in the wrong direction. But like I said, I think in some weird way, the evil part of nature is still working with Tasha and gonna probably destroy Florida, the very state that in Tasha's mind is making his life or her life a living hell. I guess the hurricane, but thank me too. I'll tell you who, thank me for the hurricane, because you want to know why? Because this year it's fallen on my birthday. Hurricane Ivana, I believe it's called. If it's called Ivana, I think it is. It rhymes with Ivanka Trump. okay? It's just missing a K, but it sounds just like Ivanka. Ivana. It is actually, wait, there is an Ivana Trump. That was one of Trump's wives. Ivana. I think so. So if that be the case, this hurricane could be working for Donald Trump in an evil way, too. That the evil parts of nature might protect the part of Donald Trump, I'm thinking. As much as I don't like the guy, I think that's what's happening here. I think that because Mar-a-Lago got raided, I think that's part of this also. Honestly, it's notice that there's a big plot, a big conspiracy by nature here. You notice all these happenings tying together. And the fact that I didn't get justice when I lived in Florida also. All these forces are coming together right now. And it's going to take out Florida either tonight or tomorrow. But it's going to be right around or on my birthday at the very least. And that's the thing that I have to say right here. And I can say hallelujah. We're going to celebrate. When Florida gets more in ruins, we're going to celebrate. Because that state has been a drain on our country. For the law. I say if someone wants a piece of land and they don't want to live in the new United States one day that's going to form, they can have Florida and they can have the Pacific Northwest. Cut those fucking two parts off of the United States. Doesn't fucking matter. Honestly. But we're keeping California. That's one thing we're doing. We're keeping California. The new United States is going to keep California. There's not going to be no Aztlan. There's not going to be Mexico really in reality taking back all those other things. No. Because if they can, they'll try to take everywhere else as well, you know. So nah, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. Nope. So, at any rate, yeah, so Florida has been long due for something huge to happen. Something at least on the level of Hurricane Harvey or more. I'm hoping now is the time so they can just get it over with, you know? Why prolong things? That's why I'm going to put my energy toward this tonight here. But Florida to get destroyed. They've been long asking for it for a long fucking time now. I don't have anyone I know living in Florida really that I like. Not anymore. So, to me, it means nothing. I don't have anybody in Florida. So, no skin off my ass whatsoever. Huh? So let's summon the dark right now. Let's summon the dark. And let's put it all out there, okay? That Florida is gonna get hit. Oh, you know, I got bad news for some people, though. The hurricane is working for Border, too. The hurricane, in an evil way, it's also working for Border, too. Even if his stuff gets destroyed, guess what? Guess what? The hurricane will just get stronger. The more that nature is working in an evil way for certain people and things happen to them and they have not, is the stronger the storm's going to pick up and get, you know? So, yeah. So at least if people lose their stuff, they can rejoice knowing that Florida's going to be quieter, maybe. A lot of people left, and now there's going to be a lot of damage, and now there's going to be nothing for these people to go back to when because they were crowding the roads leaving. What, you think you're going to be any safer? You're going to be stuck in traffic. That's a perfect spot for an airplane or a bomb to crash into a bridge. Right when you're all you fucking morons are stuck in traffic trying to leave Florida. Zombies might be very fucked up, but I think he's correct. I think we need to put our faith in zombies, is what I think. We need to get behind him and cheer him on. Because he's the one who can solve the problems. You know, why there's zombies around and how everybody's... Guess what? He's looking correct right now. Because all these fools were leaving early this morning thinking they're going to get a head start. But if you leave, you abandon all your belongings. That is stupid as fuck. But guess what? I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. But that's stupid as fuck. But you're talking to someone who doesn't give a fuck. No, you never leave your belongings. Even for what little I owed during that hurricane. You think I left? When Hurricane Irma came to St. Petersburg, the eye of the hurricane hit where I lived. And the power was out for 5 days. Nothing of mine got destroyed. Nothing. But the power was out for 5 days. And that's when I got more of a taste of tough living in tough circumstances. And I pulled out of that. All right? I pulled out of that where other people would. They left and ran away like babies and like cowards. Where I stayed put in Florida. I didn't leave. And I had a test run prior to that when I lived in a house, okay? But the landlords didn't pay the bill and I didn't have air conditioning in the house or something. So the electricity was out. That's what was out. The electricity was out. I could take showers though. I had to take a cold shower though. I did have access to the shower though. I had to take a cold shower though. But the power was out. The house got muggy every day. The smells from the stuff laying out, from other people's messes or whatever, was out. And I got a trial run when someone didn't pay the electric bill. And I had to live like that. And then the storm came about 5 months later when I was living in another place or something. 4 months later, three months, within 2 to 3 months actually. And that was a test run for me. And I survived the hurricane without power. And a lot of damage happened in the St. Petersburg area. I remember a lot of damage happened. A lot. Back in 2017. A lot happened. I saw the carnage around me with trees everywhere, with debris, with parks looking shitty that once looked nice. And then somehow Florida always managed to eventually clean things up like nothing ever happened. Well, that's not going to happen this time. Florida, your days are coming to an end. In my humble opinion, I think nature should just get it over with and just wipe a lot of Florida out already. You know, I just think it should. I mean, for real, look at all the rich assholes that live down there. Look at all that. Not to say California's got none either, but it's like, I have a history with Florida. A very extensive history with Florida. Okay? That has, with all these scam artists I've had to deal with down there in the past, it's going to get you, trust me. It's going to get you. And even the ones in prison who think they're being fed well and everything, you know? Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Nah. And it sickens me that people return to Florida to a shithole life where they had one more chance, possibly to make their life better, and they don't. They just choose to be miserable and make excuses and blame their family for all their bad happenings and bad choices. Okay. I don't believe in doing that. And how you doing, Madison? Yeah, I believe Florida has been asking for this for a very long time. I believe that the destruction of Florida is near. And if it's not going to be totally wiped out, it's gonna have a number done on it. I'm telling you. And then by the time it hits the other states, it'll be lighter. That's what I think. I don't think the Carolinas or Georgia are getting any of it. Honestly. The last I heard, it was a Category 2, strengthening up to a 5 or something like that, or a 6. Heard something like that. It's gonna be bad, though. Very friggin' bad. The fact that it's called Ivana, it's one letter short from Ivanka, and Ivana was one of Trump's ex-wives. So, and then this whole Mar-a-Lago raid happened, and plus, even though I don't like the person, also Tasha, I think nature's gonna work weird for Tasha this time. I think that's what's probably gonna happen. Yeah. This is the worst Tasha's ever friggin' been. I'll tell you that right now. No one wants to help the bitch. Or bastard. No one wants to help the bastard. And that's where we're at. But for some reason, nature is gonna work for this person. Don't be texting me right now. I know who you are. What are you talking about? Don't text me. All right? I didn't even mention your fucking name once. You dread the rain was supposed to get here in Georgia from that hurricane. Well, look at it like this. Just go out and play in it. Go out and play in it, you know? If there's going to be a heavy rain out there. But apparently one particular person who will remain nameless has taken my video personally, apparently. So, again, not my fucking problem. I'm doing a rant here. You know? Don't you know me by now? You haven't thought of that? Yeah, go out in it, yeah. That's what I would have done. So, but that whole state needs to go, just about. But all the bad things again, all the bad things that will happen to certain people, just keep this in mind. In some weird way, whether I decide it to happen or not, nature will somehow be working for you. Depending on the person, I guess. For those who have faced injustice in the state of Florida, who have been scammed and victimized, that's where most of the scams are. They are centered there, and most of the sex offenders are centered down there too. So, that's all there is to it. Then there's a particular person too, who I could have had a dealing with. They could have scammed me, but I got away from them before they did. And that person right now lives in Florida, I believe. think she goes by, I think she lives in Florida, but she goes by Southern Girl. Uh-huh. Um, Most people I dealt with from Florida have not been very good, though, overall. I have to say the vast majority. You know? So judge it on that. I've long made up my mind. But what I think should be done to Florida. So. Once I say pull the lever, trust me, it's gonna be pulled. And I've said pull the lever. It's pulled already. It's happening. It's all in the works to be happening tonight. Or later, or the next day. All you people who stayed in Florida who had the chance to get out and you did it. It's gonna be rough for you. That's just how it's gonna go here. It's gonna be rough for you. Hopefully the people who left will not come back to the state. Hopefully the ones who exodus will not return. Hopefully they won't. But it's kind of stupid to leave all your belongings behind. That's stupider than leaving the storm. You're supposed to stay around your things. But yet everybody's doing the opposite. That's funny, ain't it? That's so funny, ain't it? In a big storm like that, I've always stayed around my things. I don't believe in leaving everything. Because then that's when robbers will come in. But go right ahead, be my guest. You know, you might have your life, but all your shit's gonna be broken into. That's for damn sure. And that's happened several times to people. Several times. Getting charged up on my nitro coffee from 7-Eleven. I love that nitro coffee. I recommend you pick some of that up. I'm gonna think about it. I think 7-Eleven is probably the best company in the United States. I think they're the best run company in the United States. They may not be notable as far as they don't have like anything that stands out completely as far as maybe a particular item. But as a company, I think they provide all the necessities, and that stands out. 24 hours. They have 24 hours. Let's see. They have all kinds of food there. They have burritos, burgers. They have like food, at least enough food on the go that you could grab there. Nitro coffee. It's about as good as a coffee shop type of coffee. Oh, are you angry that I'm talking about Florida, robot lost in space? Who are you? Do you live in Florida by chance? Does your town start with a W? Huh? We don't have any 7-Elevens here. Yeah, some states don't have them. The only place... No, wait. South Carolina doesn't have them. Nebraska doesn't have them. But Nebraska had a place called Casey's that I thought was good. Casey's was the best you were going to get over there. Maybe Come and Go. Casey's and Come and Go. If you don't have a 7-Eleven, I would say go with them because at least the pizza's going to be pretty good. Circle K. Okay, Circle K's got decent prices too. Between Circle K and 7, I'd say 7-Eleven wins though. Because all of them take food stamps too. All of them take food stamps now. And 24 hours. And Slurpees. And nitro coffee. And enough food on the go. Donuts. Hot dogs. Pizza. Even though the pizza's not the greatest, maybe they're improving their pizza as time goes on. Maybe they are. Because it looks like some of the pizza in there has been better than when I last had it maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Can't think of the last time I had a slice of pizza from 7-Eleven. It's been a long time. But it looks better now than it used to, even. So maybe they have improved their recipe. Almost like how Little Caesars has improved their pizza over time. I think Little Caesars has improved their pizza over time. Even though, like, I think with inflation, Little Caesars, with inflation, for instance, has made their pizza better, at least with inflation. You know, the cheaper it was, the worse it was. But I think Little Caesars has actually improved their product in the last 5 years, maybe 6 years. I think they've been in the process of improving their product. By the time the Little Caesars pizza is $10, it's like about eight something now. It used to be $5. I think it's like $7.50 or $8 now. But once it hits $10, it's gonna taste like an authentic Italian pizza, probably. Because what I noticed with inflation, what little bit of inflation Little Caesars has had, the pizza has improved with the inflation at least. So, in a sense, you're still not paying all that much money, and you're getting a better quality product because I really believe Little Caesars is getting better. But 7-Eleven's pizza could be getting better now too. Who knows? Because it looks better. I just didn't want to take the chance because I remember 7-Eleven not being so good. It looks better now though. But 7-Eleven pretty much has everything. You know, I mean, I think they have the winner. Then I would say Circle K comes after 7-Eleven. I think it's close. I think they're both good, but I think 7-Eleven wins. Still. Domino's still isn't that good though. I think Domino's might have improved with their sauce, maybe their cheese, but certainly not the crust. I'll tell you that. I don't like Domino's. I really don't. If it's the only game in town, you'll have to get it. Otherwise, it's Little Caesars. Bye. Quick Trips are awesome. Hey, Madison, guess what? Quick Trip is awesome. If you don't have 7-Eleven or a Circle K, you could have a Circle K, but Circle K and Quick Trip would be the best places in your area if you have Quick Trip and you don't have a 7-Eleven. I'm thinking Quick Trips are in states that don't have 7-Eleven because South Carolina was the same. They had Quick Trip. Nebraska had Quick Trip, but neither had 7-Eleven. I like Quick Trip. I think they got good stuff over there, yeah? They have milkshakes, I know. They had someone making milkshakes there, I remember. And they have good, I think, to-go food over there, too, if I'm not mistaken. I think they do have good, quick food to get as well over there. And Quick Trip has, like, the cherry syrup in the Coke machine, too. They have, like, a pretty good cherry syrup, I remember. Truck stops like Grandma's Kitchen or the Flying J's have good pizza. Okay, Flying J, I don't think I've had Flying J's pizza. I don't think I have. Flying J. I can't even remember. I'm better with logos. What's the Flying J again? I think mobiles are average. I think they're very average of mobile. Like if I go to a gas station and there's no drink fountain, I usually don't really like to get anything. I like to have those extra amenities when I go somewhere. Otherwise, it feels more naked if they don't have like a drink machine or a coffee. If they just have like the refrigerated drinks only, you know. Like I think mobile does that more. I don't even think too many mobiles have a drink fountain. Yeah, yeah, I believe that. Quick Trip is good. Quick Trip is good. I'll say that. I think they do have good breakfast. I think I might have had their breakfast sandwich before too. I think it beats McDonald's by at least 3 times. That's what I would guess about Quick Trip. Now, speaking of McDonald's, as far as McDonald's goes, the food at McDonald's isn't that good. I think we all know that by now. But you want to know something about McDonald's? Something that's good about McDonald's, I'd say. Well, I don't know if it's good about it. I don't think the food at McDonald's is that good, though, overall. I don't. But I think what prevents them from people not going is they're not the absolute worst. You know who at least in California, you know who the absolute worst is? The absolute worst is In-N-Out. In-N-Out is the worst food. In-N-Out has the shittiest. McDonald's cheap prices people keep coming back for the cheap prices, even though the food's painfully average. I'd say to low to painfully average. I think that people keep coming back because of the prices and the fact that they're not the worst totally. In-N-Out is the worst, I think. Yep. McGriddles. Yeah. I think McGriddles are very, I don't know, I haven't got one in a while. The last thing I got there was 2 for $3.99, I think. 2 for $4.99, rather. The chicken sandwich was dry, and their double burger was so thin it didn't have too much flavor in it. The flavor was more in the pickles, but where it had the edge was it wasn't too salty versus the In-N-Out burger, which was painfully salty, and it tasted like crap totally. At least McDonald's didn't salt their crappy burger so much. And they put decent condiments on it, or at least the pickles and stuff that they use. So I think that that stuff adds to their painful burgers also. I think people forget, I'm getting a value here. I'll just get McDonald's. It's fine. You know. But now if you're in a state without an In-N-Out, which is most, McDonald's probably is the worst. The only thing McDonald's I think has that's really good are the chicken McNuggets, and even those have went up so much that it makes absolutely no sense anymore. Because I don't think there's too many deals on the chicken McNuggets. They have the 2 for $5, but they don't have the chicken McNuggets. For special, I don't think. And Carl's Jr. has gone up way much. But anyways, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Hardee's and Carl's Jr. are one and the same, by the way. Yep. You get a steak burrito, it's at least $5.99 just to get a steak burrito for breakfast by itself. A steak with not even the best steak meat in it, with egg and cheese. Just the burrito itself, it's $5.99 for a steak, egg, and cheese burrito at Carl's Jr. With nothing else on the side, just the burrito itself, it's $6 or more with the tax. But it's $5.99. It's like you're better off just getting a lunch, you know, with a decent amount of food, rather than get that many times, you know. Denny's now has a $5.99 breakfast. Denny's brought back a $5.99 breakfast. I think because people stopped eating out in general. So I think some of these places are lowering their prices. It isn't the Grand Slam. It's 2 pancakes, 2 sausages, and 2 eggs or something. And it's like $6 for breakfast now there at Denny's. But Denny's was usually more money than that. Yeah, if you go through the coupons, baby, I don't go through coupons. I can't print them out, all right? I don't have anything to print them out. I don't have anything to send anything to. I don't have any place to send anywhere to either. No access to a printer. Obviously, I'm not going to do that, you know? So, there's a restaurant bailout coming this week. For what? What are you talking about, a restaurant bailout? Where? And what do you mean? You show your phone. I don't get into that. I don't go to McDonald's hardly ever, all right? If I go to McDonald's, it's once a year, maybe. Maybe once or twice a year. That's it. It doesn't even matter, honestly. So what's this restaurant bailout going? To help struggling restaurants. Well, the hurricane in Florida is coming soon. Does that have something to do with it? It's going to be enacted once the hurricane hits, isn't it? After the hurricane, all this aid money is going to happen to certain restaurants. Won't it? Well, then this is old. Then it doesn't matter. COVID is long over. Do you believe COVID is still going on? I don't. You know, I still people wearing their masks like fools around. I still see it. There's people who still wear their masks. I'm just glad they don't force me to wear mine. But I see people who are still wearing their masks around. Yeah, but that's old news. Let's live in the here and now. Let's get more catastrophes going. Let's get more new news going. That's why I'm so excited for the hurricane in Florida to hit. Because it's going to be new news and new catastrophes to cripple America the way we know it. This corrupt system that everybody hates. Just topple it down. And Florida's a big part of it. They're a key election state, too. Voter fraud also happened down there. That's right. Voter fraud, too. They were responsible for cheating George W. Bush to win, even. Over Al Gore in 2000. Now I sound like Jay Severin, kind of. Everyone remember Jay Severin? He was like the radio guy back in... He was from the Northeast, actually. Oh, okay. Florida did the best out of all states. They did the best with restaurants. You got to admit, though, Florida is one of the worst, if not the worst state in the union. You got to admit, it's up there on the bottom. Yeah, they did the best, but they're not going to do good with the hurricane. They're going to get hit real bad. And if I have to push this along and put my energy out here, I'm going to contribute to that. I'm totally going to contribute to that. And who else? I'm trying to think of who else now. But Florida loses in a lot of areas. That's all I know. And some of the worst people I ever met have come from Florida. Except maybe 1 or 2 people, maybe. uh, employment, real estate. Exactly. So it's the perfect time for everything to collapse. If it isn't going to totally collapse, a hurricane with this magnitude should do it. Should get the job done. This is the year right here. This is the year. And don't say I didn't tell you so when it happens. Don't say I didn't tell you so 2 days from now. Okay? I think there's a lot of people who deserve to be homeless in Florida who just don't know what it's like to be without, you know? They need to learn. They need to fucking learn what that's like. I think the situation Tasha Teeling's in should, and I think will, happen to more people. Actually. Usually the bad win in society, okay? But every now and then the bad won't win, and then you got a case like that. Usually the greediest wins, right? It's just Tasha's not winning at this game called greed. Because Tasha wants every bit of his family's money. Greed has totally plagued that person. And they want to act like a humanitarian, but if they could be in power at all, trust me, things would not be good under them. Or people like that. People like that are the reason that people, at least where I'm from in the Northeast, where there was so much paranoia about people breaking into people's houses, those are the people they worried about right there. The ones like that. Because they didn't get what they want, they would steal, or if they didn't steal, they would hire somebody to steal something for them, or something. Or breaking and entering into someone's home or whatever. And this is the reason why, up where I'm from, people are so paranoid about locking their doors, because you had several people like fucking Tasha Teeling running around. Bonafide thieves. And extortion rats like that. Running around. Exactly. That's the real extortion rat right there. When you think about it. Tasha's probably better at conning people than Elvis, don't you think? I think better. Elvis brought that person into the community, too. I wouldn't leave Tasha alone if Tasha was in my possession, in my things, in my area, in my house, or wherever I was where I owned anything. I would have to watch somebody like Tasha, for sure, to see if they didn't get their paws into anything. When I was gone, of course. Like if I go and stop and look at the bathroom, I'd find something gone when I come back. That would be Tasha Teeling right there. Doing that. So, and that person camps out in spots where most people don't camp, and I think that's good for everybody else, because I think Tasha would take from people. But Tasha also sleeps overnight at places that he's not eligible to sleep. Like I think they're constantly telling Tasha to leave places because they're not going in areas where it's legal to do this. You know, they go wherever they want, and then they get confronted for it at nighttime when they're sleeping and stuff, and they constantly put themselves in. Elvis Travels did that too at times. I think also. I think he did that at times as well. But Tasha does it more, I think. Elvis follows the rules more compared to Tasha. But I think he did it a few times for sure, though, yeah. It is. You can't do it. So why do you want to willingly make your life harder? Tasha, the moron, moved back to Newport Richie when they could have lived somewhere in Southern California that's a lot nicer. I mean, it's a no-brainer here. It's a fucking no-brainer. You're around better people, at least. Sure, some of them might be snobs. Definitely. I mean, this is California, for fuck's sakes. There's going to be snobs here. However, you're still putting yourself around better people overall. But that's where I stand with this. If you're going to pick out of the two, at least, the only thing in California is you got those speed demon types. But Tasha's one of those friggin' living in Newport Richie, doing that shit over there, like what people do over here, baby. With the spit outs, you know those people who spin out and it sounds like they're shooting a gun and bullets, but they're spitting out? Every so often, depending on where I am, I hear that around here. Or I see people weaving in and out on motorbikes and stuff. So Tasha likes doing that. So why didn't Tasha stay out here? That's what I'm wondering now. It's funny. It's just funny to me. But hey, all the better for me. I won't have Tasha around me now. All the better for me. I mean, hey. I just have no respect for anybody like that. There's a reason why everybody shut that person out of their life. And why they're all alone. And why all these psychologists or psychiatrists or these lawyers think he's insane. Deep down, everybody knows. But of course, even Tasha's enablers, I think, have run out of money. I think they don't want to pay the motel bill anymore, is what I think. I think they stopped paying the motel bill. That's seriously what I think. They stopped paying the motel bill. No, Tasha is a prima donna. I could kick Tasha's ass. Drag that person all around. See, Tasha's not the victim of sneak attacks like I am. Like, there's people who, they won't even physically put a hand on me, but they'll incite violence, or they'll sneak attack me when I'm not looking, or when I'm busy doing something, when I'm not ready to possibly fight them when they come in groups of 4. Tasha don't have to deal with that like I've had to deal with. It's like they pick me as a target, but they're too scared to do it by themselves, and I have to be preoccupied with something, typically. To where I obviously would be flustered if I had to disrupt what I'm doing to fight them or whatever. Those are the type of cowards I fucking had to deal with. Tasha don't gotta deal with shit! Tasha has had an easy life and has had all the opportunities and just threw them away like a drunken sailor. That's what you are, and that's what I'm telling you, and that's why this hurricane should take you the fuck out like you deserve. But in some weird way, it'll be working for you also, because then that will strengthen the storm. It'll work for some of the bad people. It will. In some weird way, nature has them in their mind, and it will help them in a weird kind of way, like I was saying before. But that person squandered everything away. You shouldn't give that person a dime. You should be giving it to me. Look at me. I live the most honest life on here. You should all be giving it to me, for Christ's sakes. I mean, Jesus. You don't have to give me a ton either. But if everyone gave like a few dollars, it would make a difference. You know. 2 here, 5 there, 10 here. It all adds up. But no one person should be given $300 to $500 at a time, I don't think. You know? Like Norm F. Because then you'll be seen as someone that everyone will use for money, you know? Says she has grubby goat. Oh, come on, an 8-point credit score? You mean? Yeah. That's stupid, though. No. All right. Elizabeth, stop your fucking shit right now. I am going to name you. Stop being a fucking bitch. All right? I'm going to call your fucking ass out too now. You can get the fuck out of here if you don't like it. All right? You just sent me another text and I'm getting angry. Elizabeth, if you don't like it, you can fuck off. I didn't block you, so stop starting shit with me. You can get the fuck out or I will block you. I'll block all your accounts. How about that? Huh? You got me so charged up? There ain't no going back once I'm charged up. I'll tell you right now. So watch what you say around me. Watch it. I may not be a nice person all the way, but I'll tell you something right now. I'm not a scammer. I'm certainly not a fucking scammer on here. Just keep that in mind when you choose to side with me, that you got to watch what you say around me. Because I will take it bad. And I won't forgive once I get rid of your ass. So keep that in mind, Elizabeth. Keep that in fucking mind. That's your last warning. All right, gotta go. All right. Talk to you later then. I'm about to go, I think. I've been going an hour. I'm done talking. All right. I've pretty much said all I needed to say. Bye.